Hello YouTube, this is Lego Tech, and today we're going to be doing a mock review of my Lego 060T Porter. This Porter is based off the one, I think it's 1215 or 1512, something like that, because there's a Southern Pacific 060 switcher. It's not a Porter, that's not a tank engine, it's a tender engine over in San Jose that is in Kelly Park. Or I think it's Old Town, California, something like that. Point is, I get the numbers mixed up. Quick bit of history on this. I entered this into the Brick Model Railroader 2021 entry for Best Steam Locomotive. Obviously didn't win because it wasn't there, and I kind of just lost all desire to enter the Lego Train Awards after that. And I have been getting back into Lego a bunch more because I've been so busy recently with life, and I want to get back into Lego a bunch more. It's only been like a few months, but yeah. So, and I deleted my original YouTube channel, and I want to make a mock review of this. And then the other thing is the color scheme. So the Porter that is preserved in the Pennsylvania Railroad Museum is black. Now this is gray. There are two reasons for that. The first is I don't have all the pieces that are needed in black available. I used them on my coaches on the roofs because they're curved pieces. And the other reason is I wanted to do a gray locomotive. I have a red locomotive already, which is, I think you can see it in the background, the 40th anniversary Lego train, which is sitting in front of my train station. Might pick up another one because there's another one nearby for cheap. But the point is, I wanted to have something a bit different. And I think that I did very well with this. Now, the model has some things that can be fixed, but we'll get into that later. With that said, let's pull this over to the build table so I can then show you this in better detail. And then after that, we'll show a bit of running of this puppy. Because predominantly behind it is the motorized box car, and I'll have the cattle car and the bobber caboose behind it from the Toy Story trade set. So with that said, let's go to the build table, and I'll show you this, and I might take a few things apart just to show you some of the other details. Alright, so sorry if the lighting is a bit weird. I just want it to be also you can see this. Actually, instead of using this brick, I'm going to use the screwdriver here because I cleaned this off. So this is an 060T Porter I base this on, and predominantly this is the only thing I want to work on in the future is I want to move these 6 wheels back a bit. Like I'm going to modify this a brick so I can move this back, and I want to push the piston here back so it's underneath the Smokebox, because that's the one big detail I got wrong on this thing. But I can fix that, and I shall fix that in the near future. Now, let's get into this at the front end. So, at the front end, this thing actually, you could say it is probably like 9, maybe even 10 studs wide if you look at it hard enough. Because of these, like, I don't know what these are, poles you could call them? I just took that whole piece off. These bars really get that yellow bar look very well. I could have used flex tubing, but I didn't have that. I wanted to build this out of pieces I had on hand. And I also ended up using this couple style, which, shout out to Battle 604, even though he's like 20 times the size of my channel. I can't even keep... Wait. Like 40, actually, no, wait, 60 times the size of my channel. This is his kind of predominant, like, Buckeye knuckle coupler design, which, if I pull this off, it's kind of like one of those headlight bricks with 2 cheese slopes on either end. I actually thought that was a really nice design, and I want to have like a custom coupler up front. So I just decided to use that technique. I'm not claiming to own it. It's actually his design, unless he got it from someone else. Sorry, that was my computer. I also use these, I don't know what these pieces are. Step pieces? I can't remember. And then we go on to the side here where the pistons are. So I need to move these back like 2 studs, but, so how I did this, because this is offset, I used a cheese wedge with a like side offset stud. I don't know the bricks with one of these Technic pin pieces, and kind of wanted to have it look like on the connection with some piping going on. So I had the cheese wedge, and then I had a jumper plate with a 1x1 tile. And on the side, to try and like make this a bit more roundish, I put like a 1x2 cheese wedge, and on that is a side brick with, you know, just some round 2x2 round bricks. On that end, I didn't think the 1x1 circle plates, like the one right here, would have done the job justice. So I decided to do a 1x2 plate, and then one of those like circle tiles with the hole in the middle. So I put an inward stud on it, and I think that really looks very good for these pistons. I like how it turned out mostly, and this overall, I'm pretty happy with it. And it fits very snug in there. Just I need to, this is too far out. I can fix that though. As for the Smokebox, which is also easily removable because there's only 4 studs right there, it's probably one of my favorite details. Is so I have the number plate here, however there are no numbers on it. I might just get some white paint and just like chicken scratch some numbers on it. I also have the bell on this side, and I think this is a water heater on this side. I just wanted to make something that looks similar because I had like these weird Technic pieces. I have too many of these, so I just wanted to use them, and I'm pretty happy with the results of this. As well as that, I got the light on top. Now, it's supposed to be dangling off like the front of the Smokebox door, but I couldn't really replicate that to the best of my ability, and this is the best way of me replicating it. And on top of the smokestack, I do have a white tooth brick, if I can pull it out. Okay, I can't, and I'm not going to just go grab some pliers right now and pull it out. But the reason I put that on there is because I have too many of those tooth bricks, and this is like a very appropriate spot for it. And this just slides back in, or clicks back in, however you would like to say it, or call it. Okay, so since sides are pretty much almost identical, I have like the dome and sandbox thing, and I don't know what that is. I need to relearn my knowledge on steam locomotives. As well as that, I have some black. Actually, I have these in gray on the side here, which might actually brown is a better color. Like these are 4 studs long. I put them along the side of the boiler right there, but I also did it underneath the catwalk thing, which is using like one of those gutter pieces to represent like some of the piping that goes underneath, like so from the boil, like some water from going to the air water heater and whatnot. And then we get to the cab location. So I have some of those gutter pieces on top of the window with like a 1x1 stud gap right here, so it kind of gives the illusion in a sense that the window can open and close, even though it can't. If I had like these in half a stud, like these gutter pieces, would have put one right here, but I don't do surgery to Lego, so I didn't. Sorry. And then I used another one of these like yellow bars here because I just liked it. I liked using those yellow bars. However, I might remove them in the future because this thing is so wide. It's like 9 studs wide, if not 10. And then I used just the standard ladder piece. I don't know if this was the best call, but if someone else has a better recommendation idea, please let me know. I would love to get some recommendations on improving this. This locomotive has a lot of problems. Whoop. It's hard doing this one-handed. Let me do this two-handed. Yeah. And then we'll get to the back, and then we'll get in the cab. Now, this thing is not motorized, so... Oh, great. I'm sorry. I'm not... I have to get this all done in one shot because... This thing is just falling apart on me right now. Where did this... I guess this was from something else. I guess the next thing I need to do when I improve this is make it more durable, because now one of these bars came off on the front. Okay, so let's go to the back. Now, originally this was a coal-burning locomotive, and here where the doors are, because you would have some coal burning. I think that's what this was for, just some random coal in the ground. I have the back doors that do open up. A lot of smaller tank engines did have this, and right here where these tiles are is where coal would be stored, but I just wanted to have a bit more of a clean look. Okay, sorry about that. My storage was full, and I had some stuff I had to quickly delete. I'm going to make this as quick as I can. So, to continue and wrap this up, I have just some random windows here, lighting, and that's relatively it. So, the external is relatively the same everywhere. Now, if I can remove this roof. I designed it to be removable, but it still takes sometimes chunks of it off. I have the light on top, and on top I have like the ventilation thing with those I don't know what these pieces are called. I have too many mind blanks. I don't know why I have that. And then in the cab is a bit of detail from the fireman shoveling coal to the engineer with all the gauges. I don't know if you can really see it, tried to make the cab as realistic as I could. and you can fit minifigures in either seat. That was one feature I really wanted. So with that said, let's put this back together, and I'll get a few shots of this running on the layout, and these are not going to be the shots I used from the other video of me running my Porter. This is just some shots I'm going to take now of this thing. But it is a very smooth run overall, but it could be improved when I make it a bit more compact, like slide the wheels back a few studs, like I said. But yeah, with that said, let's run this thing. So, to end the video, sorry, I'm just getting this thing set up again. You might have noticed I'm starting and stopping as I'm shooting footage. I'm cutting this a bit short. My apologies. The reason being for that predominantly is this thing is actually becoming more of an operating nightmare. I have a video I'm going to be putting up on my SY Mikado, why I've kind of lost a lot of interest in it. But I can see why a lot of people prefer 6-wide trains over 8-wide. This thing is very difficult running on tracks, and I definitely do need to improve it via shortening its length a bit, because the overhang on these wheels from wheel to wheel is making this thing derail on curves, because these R40s are way too tight for this thing. So if you have any recommendations on things I can do to improve the locomotive, I would greatly appreciate it. And if there's a model you saw in the background you'd like me to do a video on, I am more than willing. Sorry for my start. I'd love to do it. Let me know. I can do it. And I'm also working on a city update in the background, but it's slow because of school currently. But yeah, please let me know, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.